threat, yet he says the budget for the office at the State Department that deals with failing states is about $60 million a year.
That's how much the movie The Avengers took in on a single Sunday last May. The difference is the folks that we have on the ground doing this job are actually real superheroes.
The Secretary of State didn't take any questions from the students at the university founded by Thomas Jefferson. Instead, he gave a bit of a history lesson on how U.S. aid has worked over the years to open new markets and stabilize countries. Kerry says 11 of America's top trading partners are former aid recipients. He offered many slogans without much detail on what he sees as his main priorities.
Deploying diplomats today is much cheaper than deploying troops tomorrow. We need to remember that.
His upcoming travel offers some insights into what Kerry is hoping to achieve diplomatically. Kerry leaves this weekend on a trip that will take him to 9 countries in Europe and the Middle East. And Kerry says he'll be listening closely to see what the U.S. can do to help end the conflict in Syria. Michelle Kellerman, NPR News, the State Department.
Was it a tragic accident or premeditated murder? Those two contradictory versions of events were presented in court yesterday and today in a case that has transfixed South Africa. The double amputee track star Oscar Pistorius is charged with shooting and killing his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp, in the middle of the night on Valentine's Day. Pistorius has said he thought he was firing on an intruder. The BBC's Andrew Harding was in the Pretoria courtroom for the testimony, and he joins me now. Andrew, welcome to the program.
Hi.
There was a South African detective who testified today and said, no way was this self-defense. What's the evidence for that as the prosecution laid it out?
That's right. That was Hilton Botha, who was the first detective on the scene about an hour after Oscar Pistorius had shot dead his girlfriend. Now, he was taken through his version of events by the prosecution in some detail. He said he'd found evidence at the house that there were offshore bank accounts that Pistorius owned, and he thought that meant that Oscar Pistorius might be a flight risk if he were granted bail. He also said he'd got witness statements of neighbours who'd heard shouting, a violent argument in the hour leading up to the shooting. There was also a great deal of discussion about where exactly Oscar Pistorius was standing in the bathroom when he shot through the toilet door, and the detective made it clear that his conclusion from